This Farm News video is brought to you by Crystal Flash. It's Farm Bill season, and the first Senate hearing for the 2023 iteration took place close to home. Senate Ag Committee Chair Debbie Stabenow and Ranking Member John Boozman of Arkansas visited Michigan State University Friday and heard testimony from 16 individuals across the agriculture and food sectors.
My main points were really three things. One was really about farm safety net and crop insurance, conservation programs, and then bio-based products. And really the goal for those three things around the farm safety nets and the crop insurance program, really just ensuring that the farm safety nets are really in line and covering all commodities when we have a disruption within the market. And then from a crop insurance standpoint, ensuring that the crop insurance support provided in the Farm Bill continues to be in place. Really because as we face higher input costs than we've ever faced in the past, we want to ensure that we have that program to be able to help protect our risk. Conservation programs really, for us, it's how do we continue to fund those, make sure growers have access to those. And then the bio-based products really go in this theme of how are we ensuring that what is produced on our farms can be utilized in ways really outside of just animal feed or what we think of traditional products, and get into other things that are manufactured within our nation. Crop insurance for me really is one of the key factors I use when I make my decisions in my operation. I have to have crop insurance, especially as a young farmer, because I am putting a lot of investment into that crop to plant it and hopefully to be able to get return off of that. I make decisions about what my inputs need to be based on where I know my production level is from a crop insurance standpoint. If those programs were to go away, it would really impact what I would be able to do or how I think about and the decisions I could make in my operation.
Risk management is really important to us in the dairy industry. We finally have several options. Traditionally, we maybe only had the FSA program, whereas now we have the Dairy Revenue Protection Program, we have dairy margin coverage, and we have livestock gross margin. So it's really nice having different options because then we can specialize it towards whatever our farm needs or wants. And so we were encouraging them to implement the new changes in DMC with the feed change and the production history change, and then continue to keep those other options open so that farmers really have a choice.
The two farm conservation programs that we've used in the past are EQIP and CSP. So those two programs, CSP being the Conservation Stewardship Program, we actually utilize to be able to make a transition from a conventional till system to a no-till strip till system. We paired that up with subsurface nutrient application and precision nutrient application of all of our inputs. And then on the EQIP side, we really utilize that program to really make this transition to where we're at now. We're putting cover crops on all of our acres.
When it comes to conservation programs and working with NRCS, they're so important. As climate change becomes a bigger and bigger issue, NRCS and climate and conservation initiatives are only going to grow in importance. So I obviously iterated in my written testimony that we need to keep looking at innovative solutions for climate change and to continue to share the story that farmers have been environmentalists for generations. But also, there are some issues. For me, my experience in EQIP was that there just wasn't enough manpower in our area to get my big project engineered and to be able to get it done. And so I really encourage them to work on keeping employees and hiring more employees in areas that have a big backlog.
The primary points of concerns that we outlined for the Ag Committee were the need to focus on both food and people. The pandemic showed that our food system is fragile. Michigan has the ability to feed our communities and our families, and so looking at food and how that's important, and then also looking at the people. When we look at climate smart practices and we look at how to implement those on the farm, we need to track those with data. All of that needs to be done by people. The one thing that we hope the Ag Committee took away from today was that the Farm Bill is very important to many throughout the U.S., not just farmers, but communities. There's so many people that depend on farming, and we are proud to be part of that farming community and process those grains that farmers grow.